9 o'clock on February 13th. In the evening, we left Los Angeles. We're about ready to completely lose February 14th as we cross the international date line. 6 o'clock in the morning, February 15th, arriving in Sydney. An idea of what the beach looks like around Sydney, and they're welcoming us. Here's an overview of the layout of the city, showing the botanical gardens and some of the various places that we'll be visiting later, but just give you an idea of how the city is situated in the bay. The Circle is where the Sydney Marriott is located, and we had a beautiful view from our 17th floor window. We could watch the activity of the town, see the high-rises, the people driving on the wrong side of the street, and all the activity going on in Hyde Park. They're continuing to build the high-rises all the time. In the morning, the people would hurry back and forth. There was an underground station that came out, Museum Station. The War Memorial is a focal point of this end of Hyde Park. This is dedicated to all of the fallen soldiers of Australia, and a beautiful reflecting pool beyond it. And many people use this park both for walking through to work and for visiting. It is a place of reverence, and many of them will just sit on the front step and relax. Sydney Tower, we'll go up and look out the observation deck of that later on this week. This is over Center Point Shopping Center with a multitude of shops. The building below it has a very unusual architecture style, as you can see. Many of the buildings downtown, like I said before, are new. Here's an old church that has been preserved, wedged in. Early the next morning, the schoolboys are on their way to school at a private school on College Avenue. We're out in front of the hotel, entrance to Hyde Park, and we're waiting for the tour bus. And now we're on our way, admiring the Sydney Opera House from across the harbor, as well as the famous Sydney Bridge.
The bridge has over 600 million rivets and is a single arch bridge.
G'day, g'day, and how you going? What do you know? We'll strike a light. G'day, g'day.
We are now at Spit Point, overlooking the east side of the harbor and the houses here in this area.
Along the street, looking at shops, buying a paper.
Now we are in Manly. This is the Manly Beach. The Pacific Ocean crashing into shore.
If you want to be dinky-dog, why don't you give it a try? Look 'em right in the eye and say g'day, g'day, g'day.
Here are some surfers off in the distance. Two of them have a wonderful ride. One just crashed. And this fellow will come in almost to the shore. There he goes, down into the water.
They all go crazy. The blokes all like to hug each other too. The Yanks invented high.
Crash! Another surfer bites the dust. Arabano Lookout overlooks Manly from the west side of the harbor. When you meet an Aussie tender one, here's what he'll say. G'day, g'day. This is the entrance from the Pacific Ocean to Sydney Harbor. Ferry boat that runs from Manly to Circle Quay in the harbor. The observation tower and buildings downtown. Here's a real good shot of the bridge. We're on a harbor tour. We see downtown Sydney. Here is the Opera House again. And we can see the Norwegian tiles that are self-cleaning. This is looking up into the King Cross area. Two 12-meter sailboats practicing their sailing skills. We're in one of the exclusive suburbs of Sydney overlooking the harbor. Here is a fig tree, and it's interesting to note the way that the root structure and the branches are on this tree.
This is in Hyde Park, right across from our hotel.
This is Darling Harbor. There is the Museum for the Naval Vessels and the Sydney Aquarium off here to the right. This area is very close to Circular Quay, which is one of the hubs of the ocean going vessels and the city. This is taken looking into one of the tanks in the aquarium, showing the different fish that are along the barrier reef. Unfortunately, we won't get up to the barrier reef. We're going to Surfer's Paradise a little bit later on during the vacation. Or as the Aussies would say, during our holiday. Here are some sea lions. This is my friend Fred.
Now we started out from Roto when the shed was all cut out.
Freddie the sea
With
lion.
whips and whips of rhino, which we planted bush about. We humped our blues serenely, left for Sydney town, with a three-spot check between us as wanted noggin down. And we came to the Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagar.
Bye.
The road to Gundagar, not 5 miles from Mooney Broad. Camped at Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagar. We tossed our bloomin' swags down and we walked into the bar.
More of the colorful fish. This is in the main fish tank. You can walk all around it. That's a beautiful colored fish there.
Oh, we camped at Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagar. The road to Gundagar, not 5 miles from Mooney Broad. We camped at Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagar.
There are over 700 different species of sharks. Most of them are not man-eaters. The only ones that they really worry about is the great white shark. But we see scuba divers and the swimmers in the water with the sharks, and there is no physical contact between the sharks and humans.
The road to Gundagai, not 5 miles from Rooney Bride. We camped at Lazy Harry's on the road to Gundagai.
Beautiful blue-colored fish. And a zebra. Here's one of our friendly sharks. Another one there in the background. Very shortly, a manta ray, there he is, comes swimming by. And the shark is very majestic. We've walked across to the Darling Harbor Travel Center with the waterfall over the walls. And this is the New South Wales Police Department concert band. Friendly kangaroos.
Watch me wallabies feed, mate. Watch me wallabies feed. They're a dangerous breed, mate. So watch me wallabies feed.
We're at the Australian Wildlife Park on a second tour that will take us up into the Blue Mountains outside of Sydney.
This is a red kangaroo. Sheep here at the wildlife park. A wallaby, very similar to a kangaroo, from the kangaroo family, but smaller. A couple of cranes. Back to the kangaroos.
Notice the red one in among the brown ones.
They can either hop on their back feet, or you'll see them walking with their front feet down on the ground also. This is an emu. There he is. According to the attendant in the that was working in the yard there, he says that their brain is about the size of your thumb. Not a very intelligent bird. He sort of has that duh look when he looks at you straight on.
Nap time at the kangaroo farm.
This one is going to roll over. Here we have the koala bears. They're up in the tree branches. There's one, a good view of one that is sleeping up there. They spend the majority of their day sleeping. The eucalyptus trees, they eat the leaves. This is a dingo dog. This is a Tasmanian devil. Very ferocious type animal. Eats a lot of roadkill and other animals that have been killed. And this is a
Kookaburra.
very pretty. A bit later on we'll see an albino kookaburra that's very rare. This is the Three Sisters rock formation in the Blue Mountains. Blue Mountains because of the bluish haze that you see formed here. And it's caused by the eucalyptus tree leaves that give off an oil, moisture in the air, dust in the air, all forms that blue haze. Sisters fountain at the Three Sisters Rock. We are in the historic museum just down the street from the hotel. The totem pole there was of Aboriginal origin. We are going into the Aborigine display area, showing some of the drawings that are on their caves. Picture of the Aborigines. Back to the cave drawings.
They banished him from the tribe then and sent him on his way.
We are in Hyde Park at the reflecting pool, looking at the war memorial.
Well, 3 long months he sat there, or maybe it was 4. Then a man in a kangaroo skin came knocking at his door. Now listen here,
This is
to me,
a
young Jack, 'cause I
interesting
think you gotta know it.
path
You want your boomerang to
with
come
the
back,
trees
first you gotta
overlapping
throw
each
it.
other and forming an arch as you walk
Slowly
down
back.
the sidewalk within Hyde Park.
Oh, jeez, I think I've hit the flying doctor. My boomerang won't come back. My boomerang won't come back. I'm a big disgrace, the Aborigine race.
This is
My boomerang
Archibald
won't come
Fountain
back.
in Hyde Park.
Someone stole old Benion's pig, blame it on the Kellys. Pinched my cart and horse and rig.
We have now
blame it
gone
on
up
the
into
Kellys.
the
Someone
observation
robbed the
tower,
Sydney
the
man,
Sydney
sacked the
Tower.
jailer and put him in jail.
We are
If the
looking
potato
generally
crop should
east
fail,
out of the tower.
they'll blame it
I
on
am
the
going to walk all the way around and get a 360-degree view of Sydney and its suburbs, plus its waterways.
If anybody steals a horse, blame it on the Kellys. Anybody breaks the law,
There is the Maritime Museum. We can see the destroyer down there and other vessels on display.
troopers don't know who, they'll blame it on the Kellys. Blame it on the Kelly boys. Blame
Darling
it on the
Harbor,
Kellys. Shame, shame
where we saw
on
the
them. Blame
police
it on
department playing.
the Kellys. They're posted up on every wall. Blame it on the Kellys. There's no crime too great or small. Blame it on the Kellys. They killed 1,000, so they tell. You know they're bound to burn in hell. I think I'll steal a horse myself.
The white buildings that we see there in the lower left corner of the picture is the convention center.
Shame, shame upon the name. Blame it on the Kellys.
This is a new bridge that's under construction, and they're building it from that tower that has been erected The new work is suspended on cables. This is a view of the Chinese garden in front of the convention center.
Blame it on the Kellys. Blame it on the Kelly boys. Blame it on the Kellys. Shame, shame upon the name. Blame it on the Kellys.
St. James, the oldest Anglican church in Sydney.
Here we are looking down on the swimming pool of the Hyatt
I've been to cities
Hotel.
that never closed down, from New York to Rio and old London town. No matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia home.
Off in the distance there we can see the Sydney airport. Aircraft preparing to land. It is northwest, about 20 miles from the tower that we are on.
But my heart lies away over the
This is the Marriott Hotel that we stayed, and the building just closest to us is the New South Wales Police Department headquarters.
all the sons and daughters spinning around the world, away from their family and friends. As the world gets older,
See out there to the ocean again.
good to know where your journey ends. Someday we'll all be together once more, when all of the ships have sailed back to the shore.
This is a sports arena where they have the football games. Back to the Marriott Hotel and the police department. And this is the historical museum that we were in.
St. Mary's Catholic Cathedral.
That never closed down, from New York to Rio and old London town. No matter how far, how wide I roam,
We are looking generally south. See the ocean out there.
still call Australia.
Here's an overview of the fountain. We see men playing chess in the Hyde Park. What a way to spend an afternoon.
We're flying to Coolangatta to get to Surfers Paradise from Sydney. Here's our beautiful Marriott Hotel. In the evening, when we arrived, overlooking the river, and as the lights of the city are coming on, the beautiful condos and apartments and hotels, traffic moving along the highway, and now the Pacific Ocean. The sun is just setting, as you can see it shining on the buildings. Day, tour time, and lunchtime. We're on our way up to the Glass House Mountains, up the Sunshine Coast, but no sunshine. Stop at the Big Pineapple for lunch. And pineapple fields, macadamia nuts, a farm, petting zoo, and miscellaneous things to occupy the time during the stop. Here's a view of the pineapple fields as taken from atop the Big Pineapple. They're harvesting this particular field. The train that you could take around through the various exhibits here at the Big Pineapple. It's called Sunshine Plantation, and there's beautiful flowers. We're at Noosa Heads. It's rather chilly, just watching the people. We have a short stop here to explore the boardwalk and the shops and to ride turtles, but I don't get down on it too far.
This young gentleman is Troy, and for the benefit of you, I'll run over the main points of my talk again. Now, Troy's a male koala. He's about 3 years old, which is fairly young for a koala. In the wild, they live to be about 7 to 10 years old, and in captivity, this can be up to 20 years. Best way to tell a male koala, I don't think Troy's going to really show us here, but if you look on the front of his chest, you can't really see it, they've got a brown stain. And what this is the scent gland. All male koalas have this, and what they'll do is they'll rub their chest at the base of the tree and at intervals as they climb. This warns other males away because they're extremely territorial animals, and it also lets females know they're in the area. Now, koalas, like kangaroos, are marsupials. They're a pouched animal. The only difference is that the pouch of the mother koala actually opens at the base instead of at the top. So the baby koala is born after a very short pregnancy, only 45 days. And when it's born, it weighs in at about 0.5 of a gram. It's about this big. Okay? So this baby, which has no fur but arms and legs, will make its way from the mother's birth canal into her pouch. Once there, it will fasten onto one of two teats. Usually only a single young is born. Twins have been known, but it's extremely rare. And even if twins are born, chances are when they start to get too big, one will get kicked out of the pouch. Okay. If you look at Troy's feet here, you'll notice he's got a very wide wingspan. He has 3 fingers and 2 thumbs. What this does is help him keep his balance and to get a good grip on the limbs of trees as he climbs about. On his back foot, what corresponds to the thumb on my hand, there's no claw, okay? It's just a pad, and this is called the brake pad or stabilizer. And what he uses this for, sorry? Somebody has something? No? So what he uses this for is if he's going down a tree, thinks he's going too fast, he'll just press that pad into the trunk of the tree, and that will slow him down.
It looks like his claws are taking him into your back.
They are. Another kangaroo farm. Flies on his face. Muddy feet, too.
It's a national institution. It's a strident through and through. Come on, mate, grab your plate and let's have a barbecue. Now the Scotch eat lots of haggis. The French eat snails and frogs. The Greeks go crackers over their moussakas, and the Yankees love hot dogs. The Welshman likes to have a lick. The Irish love their stew. But you just can't beat a half-cooked meat at an Aussie barbecue.
Koalas asleep. Their usual daytime activity. They just crawl up in a tree and hang there and go sound asleep. All over the trees. This particular tree had 3 of them, just hanging there sleeping. There's 2 in this tree. They might wake up to scratch. Here's a few peacocks. They wouldn't spread their feathers, but they were pretty colored anyway, hiding it in the weeds and the grass there. Time for a drink. Hard work, this walking around. Now you'll notice the joeys. There's a head sticking out of that pouch. That one's already had its lunch or breakfast or whatever. Now you'll see feet hanging out of pouches. When they crawl in head first until they're finished eating. Then they turn around to see what's going on. Very curious and tame animals, as you can see here. Not in the wild, of course, but here in the confines. See the feet hanging out of that one? Now this one's real tame. Not a bit bothered by being petted, just sit there and scratch itself. The people do feed them, so they're curious to see what you might have. Bored by it all.
national institution.
Give me a kiss.
Australian through and through. Come on, mate, grab your plate and let's have a barbecue.
Thursday afternoon, and we're at the Australian wool shed. And we'll see sheep and probably get a demonstration to shearing the sheep.
Caught you by surprise, did it? I know a lot of people think that sheep are dumb animals, but we can't prove that. If you were to go to a butcher shop and buy a fat lamb, the majority of time you would be across. The Corriedale. Now he's a dual-purpose sheep. By that I mean, he's not only a good meat producer, but he's also a good wool producer. Come in, cover. The Dawson Horn. Now, he's the one ram in which we've had a lot of trouble in trying to do the show. Because of his unique horn structure. Well, how would you like to have a disability just like that? Now this ram is no freak because all Dawson horns have a similar type of horn structure and properties that run this particular breed of sheep. These can cut their horns off about 100 millimetres from the base of the head, and that allows them to see much more easily. The crossbred, and he's in blue. Now as Joanne opens up this fleece, here you'll see that beautiful coloured wool. And that is the type of wool that spinners, just like the smiling Joanne here, I love to get their hands on so they can spin it in some beautiful jumpers out of that wonderful coloured wool without any clear. In fact, you can just about see it going through his mind that this ram, well, as you can see, he's a pretty solid character, and he's all meat and muscle. The Lincoln, he produces a very heavy fleece, mainly due to the fact that he produces large amounts of wool grease, which we call lanolin. In fact, the Lincoln produces more lanolin hairstyle. And you just have a good look at him. Well, what do you think of that for a hairstyle? Do you think Larry would win the hair fashion awards with a hairstyle like that? What do you reckon? Yes? Good on you, mate. You've got some supporters out there. Great to see. The final round is the two-yard. Now he's one of the very few breeds that produce a specialist type of carpet wool. Now, in Australia, we try to export about... Thank you very much. Now, in Australia... Now, with most sheep, we only shear once a year. However, with the Tukidar, we shear these characters twice a year, simply because their wool just grows that much faster. Now, we would like to shear a sheep for you. The person who does that is called a shearer. Now, Mark Hill.
Australian wool shed. And before I shear the sheep wool, does anyone know what we call these things? Come on, there must be some.
done in service for quick time. Now in Australia, we can shear sheep for 12 months of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, John. Want to shake hands there, lady? Good boy. Now, we're going to get Luke to come up with Max and turn around and stop on Bluey. They're worth a big clap as we let them go, don't you?
Now, we use the sheepdog because they're a lot faster, much more agile than what man is, but probably wondering why Slim is moving so slowly. I can assure you he can run very fast when he gets the command to do so. Okay, that's great work by Mark and Slim. In a moment, Mark's going to get Slim to come around and jump a couple of fences and get him to hold these sheep onto him. Here he comes. Over the first fence. Comes the second. Hey, Slim, where are you going? Now, Mark has got Slim to stay behind the sheep with him. Together they just push the sheep over into this corner of the yard. Now, just watch Slim's eye contact very closely. He watches the sheep very, very intently. He's always ready to block off the sheep that goes to break away. There's always one that's trying to get away. Look at that, away he goes. I'm not going to let you get away too, Slim. Now with the sheepdog, we can take these sheep to any position we like in the yard. Now you can imagine where we'd be if we didn't have the dog to stop those sheep from running away.
I just dare you.
Come on, I dare you to try and get away.
Back off, mate. Back off. Back off. Back off. Back off. Back off.
If you've got too much pressure on the sheep, we can
Back
set it on the way.
Back off. Good boy. Back off. Sit.
Great work. Now Mark's going over to open the double gate to what we call our long yard. Okay, that's great work. That's the finish of Slimmy's job. He's going to go for a rest in his kennel. And I think he deserves a clap, as well as Mark, don't you?
Jack, get up. Get up, Jack. Get up, Jack. Good boy. Here, mate. Come on. Get up, Jack. Hey, Jack. Get back, mate. Get up. Jack, get up.
Okay, that's well done. We've got these sheep ready to draft now. We can draft sheep for a number of reasons. We can draft the young ones away from the old ones, or the males away from the females. But what we're going to do here this afternoon, you'll notice some of these sheep have got a blue dot on the head. Now, we're going to draft them away from the rest of the mob. Okay, totally. He stopped to give you all a nice big smile, and I think he deserves a clap as well, don't you?
We are on a hillside overlooking Brisbane, Queensland, Victoria. That is downtown Brisbane. We can look over and see some mountains in the distance. There's the Brisbane Airport, and we can see the ocean way out there. This evening we wanted to experiment and take a picture of the moon with your reflection on the water, and then see the night lights of Surfer's Paradise. This was the hotel and the elevator shaft directly across. Saturday morning we were looking at the race course. The car should come down from the right to the left. That triangle there would be the entrance to the pits. We see the paddock area in the background. That building that we see was the one that was lit last night. Course goes on to the left there, circles in behind these high-rise apartments building, comes out over here next to the ocean, the road over there. You can see the grandstand. There is a ramp to get from one side to the other of the racetrack. You see the concrete walls that have been put up. There's some more grandstands on the backstretch. Sailboat races out in the river. Very much to do here as far as outdoor activities. This is the Marriott's dock with several boats down there. The swimming pools. The one right here is a saltwater pool with the waterfalls to the left there. This is the freshwater pool. We can see an aerobics class going on in this pool. I'm not sure how much it is heated, but we can see the people down there exercising. And the hot tub is located right there. Here we have the grand entrance to the hotel. Unfortunately, that car is in the way. The ceiling fans. This was a beautiful lobby in the hotel. Palm trees and beautiful flower arrangements, one way back there in the hallway leading to the elevators where we went upstairs. That is a restaurant that we can see all the way back. This view here shows the driveway with its beautiful plastered columns that hold up the roof of the driveway. Notice the detail on that has been carved into these columns. You can see other hotels in the background there. The fountain. And the exit from the hotel out onto the driveway. More of the carvings on the columns. This is Saturday morning and we are at SeaWorld, and we are seeing the younger dolphins evidently performing. The reason I say that is that they look smaller than we'll see a little bit later on. These dolphins did a lot of balancing of balls on their nose and the diving. Watch the seagull. The next time she feeds the dolphins, one of the seagulls will come down and steal a fish from her. We see the dolphins swimming on their side with their fins in the air. There's that bird. He picked up that fish, and there he goes. He's jumping in the air, one balancing a ball out there. Look at him push that ball through the water. Kick the ball way out there. One of the dolphins will go out and get it, start to balance. There it is. Look at him balance that ball in his nose.
It's been years since he's seen it so high, and that's just a story of Homewood when the rain tumbles down in July.
Oh, Elma. Oh, wait a minute. Something's fishy. All of a sudden, I can smell cheap aftershave and the essence of mullet, and it's really strong. Ah! Thank you, I think. Folks, meet Elma and his good buddy, Nick. Elma's a California sea lion, and the last time this guy sat on the scales, he just about broke them. That's right, Elma weighed in at over 200 kilos. Well, today, Nick has brought Elma down onto the beach to show you his surfing style. You're going to love this. We're going to show you... What do you mean he doesn't surf? Of course he does. No, he's from California. He can surf. We're going to show you using the high-tech, multi-million-dollar V12 turbo-boosted, fuel-injected racing wave simulator. And here it is. Oops, upside down. I'm beginning to tell the difference now, I think. All right, I hold this over the water. And with lightning speed, Elma leaps off the box and falls asleep. Nick, he's asleep. Could you wake him up, please? Come on, Elma, look sharp, will you? That's a deep sleep. Now, Elma, I'm telling everybody about how you're jumping over the wave simulator. Thank you. Now, where was I? Yes, he clears it by at least 2 feet. Nod your head when you're ready. And not you, silly Elma. He's ready. Focus your cameras on the wave simulator, ladies and gentlemen. He goes into the water, turns on the speed. He's going all the way, all 200 kilos. He's up and... Right. I think we might have to do some work on that. I think we have to do a lot of work on that. Perhaps when Elma's concentrating just a little bit more. Oh, well, I think it's high time we say goodbye to Elma. Elma, how about a friendly wave for everybody out there? He did it! Well done, roll. Can we have a snappy sea lion salute as well? Can we do that one? There you go, 2 out of 3. See you later, Elma. Thanks, Nick. Boy, oh boy, whoever said never work with the gorgeous Elle McPhail. Elle is an Australian sea lion, one of the rarest species found anywhere in the world. And in fact, Elle is from South Australia. In her spare time, she enjoys swimming, fishing, meeting seafood, and eating people. Eating seafood and meeting people, that sounds more like it. Today, Elle is joining manager, agent, and good friend Steve. Steve, what do we have in store?
All right, Barry, yes, you've done well. One more time. Cheek right down there. There you go, that's the one. Okay, Barry, don't get too...
Like to be just like his big buddy Dimitri. And here he comes right now, the big G. Bunga, he can walk on his. Well done. All right, Malcolm, everybody's watching. Would you like to give that a try? Oh, no, he's gone all shy. I guess it's just like a 3-year-old, isn't it? What's that? Dimitri's telling Kerry something. What is it, Kerry? He wants to show you something? Yes, if you eat all of your fish for breakfast, you can stand on one flipper. Look at that. Now these guys love to surf, and even when there's no surf, no problem. Dimitri just goes in and makes waves of his own. And that's the way to do it. Well, Malcolm's all excited now. He's been learning how to hurdle and would like to show exactly what he can do. So hold the wave simulator out over the water for little Malcolm. No, Nick, little Malcolm. He's only a little guy. Try lowering, perhaps as low as your IQ. At least he's honest. Maybe a little higher than that. Look at the concentration on Malcolm's face. Lots of encouragement, folks. He's only a little guy. Just it with ease. Well, Dimitri is a bigger. He should be able to jump higher. Let's see what he can do. He's in 1, 2, 3 with room to spare. Well, I think it's time we sent Dimitri off to spend a bit of time with the bigger guys. Friendly wave goodbye. See you later, Dimitri. See you, Kerry. Time for Malcolm to surf. He makes little waves. But I think the pressure's off now. He might be getting his courage up. What do you think, Nick? Is he confident now? Yes, Dimitri's gone. He's going for it. The one flipper stand, ladies and gentlemen. Brave little 3-year-old. All right, now, what about the flipper walk? Can you do it? Yes! He's been practicing hard. Any New Zealanders in the audience? Any Kiwis out there? Well, a few hands up the back there. Great to see you. Here's a welcome from one Kiwi to the rest. And it's goodbye to everybody else. See you later, Mal. We can't hear the sharks in there. Get out quick. Almost stopped in time. Well, you know what Hawaiians love doing, and that's surfing. When the surf is up, they put on their bag. I think he's going to stop. Way too fast. That's one slick sea line, isn't it? I think we have time for some surfing. But before we do, I think it's important you check out the water for any munchies. So tell me what you can see in Mullet. 8 hermit crabs and a couple of black pointers. You must watch out for those black pointers. There's no such thing as black pointers. What are you talking about? They're white. No? Black dorsal fins? I could be wrong. Wait a minute. They've got whiskers. Very funny. Well, I don't think Zorro's scared of anything except maybe sharks. There's one sure way to get rid of those, and that's to chase them away with the Coca-Cola shark alarms way out there. But you'll have to hit them together, guys. See if you can do it. Like Zorro got there first, and he's coming across the surface just to be sure there are no more sharks. Down on the beaches of Hawaii, there's no shortage of competition between the fellas. Zorro's first off with his moonwalking and his breakdancing style. Bound to impress every time. But Kahia says, I'll go one better than that and do it all with a beach ball balanced on my nose. There's the moonwalk. And what about the breakdancing, Kahia? Does it all without dropping the ball. That's talent plus, but he's such a seasoned performer, Kahia goes back and gives himself a round of applause. Well, Zorro, I think it's time for one more surf out of here. See you later. Well, as I was saying, Kahia is from Hawaii. He's from the relatively unknown island of Kata Kookaburra. It's the home of the most fearsome of all Hawaiian gods, King Thong, god of thunder. Today, with the help of Steve, Kahia will recreate for all of you the legend of Kata Kookaburra.
Andrew, you're kidding me. Legend smegend. Who in their right minds believes in legend?
Many moon ago in Hawaii, when boy reached certain age, he would try to prove his manhood.
Boys, you're going to have to help Kahia out. As he clears each hurdle, let's count him through. Kahia, are you ready? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, he's off and racing. Join in. 1, 2, 3, and...
And look behind them. Then continue on until it was safe.
Here comes a hot bit. Watch yourself. Oh, all right. Kahia, you got it.
Warned you of any high-flying action, so make sure you keep those cameras at the ready. First up, here comes a friendly wave from our family, and what you will be seeing during our show today are natural behaviours or extensions of natural behaviours that whales and dolphins do in the ocean. First up, let's take a look at the largest member of our family. As I said, her name is Mia. She's a false killer whale, and she's going out for a breach. Now, scientists say that this might be a way that whales scratch and itch or have some fun. And when Mia's fully grown, weighing in at 1 ton, tongue, she's going to soak the entire front row doing that behaviour. And right now, if you have a camera aimed to the Coca-Cola balls on your right and left-hand side, we're sending out two of our dolphins to make contact. Here comes Nikki and Skoy. And they nail those balls every single time. Dolphins are very powerful animals that can stand up and literally walk on the water, and we call that one tail walking. Here's an extension now of that natural behaviour as they stand up, change the thrust of their tails and walk forwards on the water. Now, some dolphins actually have to learn how to do that, and that gives you an idea of the strength that these animals really do have, especially in their tail area. Well, throughout our show so far, we've shown you the athletic side of our dolphins. Now let's have a look at their artistic side. We've trained our dolphins in the art of painting. Now, as you will see, all of these paintbrushes have been especially designed so the dolphins can hold them in their mouths. And this paint is actually non-toxic watercolour, so it does dissolve in the water quite easily. And lucky for that, because Gemma has now paint from rostrum to tail fluke. Now, folks, you're probably wondering, why on earth teach a dolphin to paint? Well, nobody knows whether dolphins can see colour or not. So we're doing something like this. Well, I guess we never know what we might find out. And if you would like to buy one of these paintings, they are available at the gift shop up near the main entrance. They come laminated or framed, and believe me, folks, they make a great conversational piece in your lounge room. And down there to the youngest dolphin in this quill, her name is Anna, laying on some red. Anna and Gemma are actually sisters, so it's a real family affair down here. Their mother's name is Splash, and Splash is the oldest dolphin here at SeaWorld. She's around 40 years of age. And Anna's going to place the finishing touches of blue on the board right now. On the board, thank you, Anna. That's looking very colourful indeed. What a beautiful painting. There you have it, folks, some dolphin art right here at SeaWorld. Now let's have, and what a beautiful sight they make too. You know, whales and dolphins are not fish, they're mammals just like we are. So right now we're going to have the meeting of two worlds. When a mammal from the land, Sandy Troost, meets up with some mammals from the sea, they really do become the best of mates. Let's have some fun. Swim with me, swim with me, swim with me, until evermore. Dance with me, swim with me, swim with me, until the end of time. We can dance some more, swim some more, float some more beneath the sky. Swim with me, swim with me, dance with me, until evermore. Swim with me, swim with me, swim with me, until the end of time. We can dance some more, swim some more, float some more beneath the sky. And the different worlds we live in seem so very far apart, yet we swim like two souls dancing, catching breeze from near or far. We don't have much time together, let's reach for the stars. Let's live forever, let's swim forevermore. So swim with me, and let's be free. Swim with me. We're now taking Sandy for the ride of a lifetime. With one dolphin under each of her feet, they'll take her down to the bottom of the pool, and when they surface, folks, have those cameras ready. Very graceful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sandy Troost in a rocket ride. Sandy Troost and Nikki. know, dolphins are very powerful swimmers, but it still amazes us that they can lift their bodies up and out of the water. Let's take a look at Squeak one more time right now. She's going out for a backward somersault. Fantastic. Folks, here comes your chance now for one last photograph as our girls accept their final bows. Let's meet the stars of our show. From your right, they are Anna, Gemma, Mia, Nikki and Squeak, heading out to the centre of the lake right now. And we'd also like to thank our trainers on stage this morning, the people who helped make all of this possible. Katie Brock, Sandy Troost and Kerry Haynes-Lovell. Folks, if you're feeling friendly, why not just raise one arm up in the air like this? Everybody do it, don't be shy, and start waving. And our dolphins and whale will wave right back to you. Almost, here they come right now. We are a very friendly place here at SeaWorld. Thank you very much for your time, folks, and we'll see you for our ski show at 12:30 on the ski lake near the main entrance. Bye for now.
Running live show in Australian entertainment history. Here's a friendly greeting from the Ski Pass team to say welcome to SeaWorld. We'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, Johnson Outboards. From left to right, we have Vicky, Lisa, Wendy, Tina and Jennifer, our international Ski Pass team. Thank you, ladies. What a great cut. That's a signature 1500S with a Formula E racing engine on. Now go head-to-head at a closing speed of 140 kilometers per hour. Made possible by the all-powerful Johnson 225 V6 oil-injected outboards. Watch now as we line these craft up side by side and drive them straight at our stunt boat. Let's create some weight and see if we can find some air. Having some fun at our stunt boat this afternoon, we have Craig McLaughlin. As you can see, fine form, turning around in either direction, seemingly with ease. You know, hello, Chief. We got a problem. He's back again. It's Mick. Can you take care of him, please? I don't believe this guy. He never knows when to stop. Hey, look out! Oh, that was a Okay, he's coming in. Hang about, he's going a little bit too fast, I think. Look out, the beach! Close to the waist, and I think he's going to go for it, and he's flying high! That's a beauty! From form to textbook and ready to fly. Let's attempt it right now, folks. A single helicopter with giant scissors. Take it away, guys. Woo! Mark Robinson from Timor Ski to Ski, triple helicopter. Hold on, and there you have it, folks. As you can see, the guys out there today, the Flying Lady. Let's watch. Centre stage, and in they come. Ah, what gentlemen, not even getting those feet wet. Let's give the girls now. Quickly. Hey, good choice. Mark, plant your feet. Woo! Here he goes, folks. At about 55 kilometres per hour, right inside the wash of that Johnson outboard. He's literally walking on the water. An amazing feat on the base. Inside the wash. He's heading back on one foot. He's going way too fast. Look out! Oh, that's called. Ladies and gentlemen, out comes Vicky, Jennifer, Tina, and Wendy. Take it away, girls. Later on during the year, we are hoping to send two of the in New South Wales. Michael's on the water, and a jump coming up that really is quite spectacular. Keep the cameras on the ramp, folks. All right, let's get to it. We call this one a gainer. Look at that! A backward somersault. He gets that ski down and skis away in one thing. We'll handle him in a moment's time. What our boat driver must now do is bring the guys down as fast as he can. There. All right, guys, be careful. Oh, no! Look out! Go for it! Hold on! Yeah, they ski away. Quickly, get that cloud, will you? I think we've got him. Yeah, we got him in the end. Now we'll take him away when no one can see us. A big pyramid.
Today is February 28th, Monday, approximately 10 a.m. And we are visiting Ann's cousin in Surfer's Paradise.
This is Little John and Big John Elias in their dining room. And here's Helena and her daughter Helena in their kitchen. And here's the whole family. Helena, John, Little John, and Helena.
We're on Mount Tamborine, and we're can look down and see the ocean and Surfer's Paradise. Fortunately, it's overcast, but with the zoom lens you can see the city. Many visitors to Australia think that Waltzing Matilda is the Australian national anthem, when in reality it is just a folk song. A swagman is a hobo, a traveling man, a tramp. His swag is his bedroll. In this folk song, the swagman has nicknamed his bedroll Matilda. This is his tucker bag where he puts food. A jumbuck is the Australian term for a sheep. His billy can is where he makes his billy tea. The corks on his hat are to keep flies off of his face, and the strings on his pant legs keep the insects and rodents from climbing up his pant legs.
Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong, under the shade of a coolibah tree. He sang as he walked waited till this Billy boy, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. He sang as he watched and waited till this Billy boy, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. Down came a jumbuck to drink at the Billabong. Up jumped the swagman and he grabbed him with glee. He laughed as he shoved that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. He sang as he watched and waited till this pretty boy, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. Down came the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Up jumped the troopers, 1, 2, 3. Where's the jolly jumbuck you've got in your tucker bag? You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. He sang as he watched and waited till this pretty boy, he'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. The swagman he got up and jumped into the Billabong. You'll never catch me alive, said he. His ghost may be heard as you pass by the Billabong. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. His ghost may be heard as you pass by the Billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of March. We're on a half-day tour from Melbourne, and these are Rosella birds that were up in the National Forest, red-breasted, like a pigeon, parrot. Captain Cook's Cottage was presented to the people of Melbourne by Sir Russell Grimwade on the 100th anniversary of the state of Victoria in 1934. It commemorates the distinguished English navigator Captain James Cook, who in 3 voyages spanning a 10-year period from 1768 did more to clarify the geographical questions in Southern Hemisphere than any other before him. In this park, all the walks and everything are laid out as the British Union Jack flag. The stripes on the flag. Beautiful park. This is in Melbourne, of course. We're in the Royal Botanic Gardens. A lot of the flowers are starting to lose their bloom, so we'll see how many pictures we can take. Swan.
White feather shell. Look at the eels.
Eel swimming down there. The War Memorial, erected here in Melbourne, first of all for the soldiers that fought during World War I, and it has been added to since then for the other wars that the Aussies have fought in. Now at the balcony of the shrine, and this is Melbourne. See the ocean out there? eternal flame that was put up for the military that served in World War II. That funny shaped roof there on that is for a ballerina skirt. That, of course, I should have mentioned before, is Main Street again from up higher. This is the carving in the front of the memorial. I'll zoom in on it and see if we can get a little bit closer.
Okay, right, okay.
This is part of the bay. This is Thursday, the 3rd of March, and we're on an all-day tour. This is Point Road Night over here that you see on the beach. And the entrance to the other bay right there from
See the one surfer out in the water?
This is one of the lighthouses here on the shore. You can hear the waves crashing on the shore. There have been a lot of shipwrecks along here.
Many years ago, miners used to know
Across the bay from here.
worth gold was to be found. And the old men
Rock
still
similar
will
to
say,
what we saw on the Bay of Fundy. I guess we'll travel on down along the coast here, and we'll see the 12 o'clock rock
in the rocks and in the hills,
light station, part of the network of light houses that they have here in Australia. The anchor of a ship that sank 1890.
There's golden on the hills in the snowy mountain sky. Golden on the hills, in the rocks and in the hills, waiting for the mountain man to claim. Can you see me fly high in the snowy mountain sky? Way back home. Can you see me fly high in the snowy mountain sky? Now I'm way back home.
Township of County Cork. I was wrong before. This is London Bridge here. It spanned that area right there that I'm looking at. And when it collapsed, there were two people out there on what is this island now. They took television pictures of that strip of land falling into the ocean. And it took a helicopter to come out and rescue them from the island here. There's a good one.
It's like you see a big... It's building up. It's getting ready. Yes. Now it's subsided. This one's coming. Whoa! Get ready for the next one.
This is Saturday, March 5th, about 6 minutes of 10. We are in the Melbourne Central Mall. There are about 170 stores in here. Office building. A replica of the Wright Brothers airplane, a hot air balloon. And the inverted cone, this brick building that we see sticking up here, was a historic landmark.
Shot.
So that it was called the Shot Building. And so that it could be preserved, this mall was built around the building. The building is now serving as a restaurant, and we are here this morning for tea and coffee, and also in 3 minutes to watch the clock work. This is the back of the clock. You can see the summon mechanism and the koala bears rocking back and forth. Here's Nemu. This was an old lead shot factory, lead pipe and shot factory. Restaurant, and we were sitting at the table right by the pole there, the light pole, when I took the pictures of the clock. You can see the outline of an old building and its chimneys on the side of this building. Right up to the top of the cone. And the emu, part of the Australian state symbol. Pass, pedestrian overpass, from one department store to another, Dale Street. Department store, Meijer department store, one of the largest in Sydney, or in Melbourne, and there's Mitchell House. Our hotel is right up there, and then you can see Chinatown on up the street. Royal Arcade, looking at the roof structure and the ironwork, very pretty. This is Gog and Magog. These two 7-foot giants have been striking time on Giant's Gaunt's Cog since 1892. They were carved from clear pine and modeled on the figures erected in London, 1708. Mythology tells of the giants Gog and Magog, also known as Corneus and Gog Magog, having been captured in the battle by the Trojans and made to serve as porters at the gateway of an ancient palace on a site which was later occupied by the Guildhall. It is traditional for Bong to stand to the north and Magog to the south. Clog, and then Magog. This is Broad Street. Looking down Littleburg Street to Chinatown, and you can see the Welcome Hotel over here on your right.
But they did a lot of, you know, the height, which let us see down into Valley.
There's a race course down there, see that? Down there?
I see it. Mm-hmm.
They have quite a few country meetings.
Racetrack right there.
In lines. Now that's a fairly main road over there where we see all the traffic.
Going up there, yep.
Well, over in there.
Oh yeah, there's the Melbourne Road going that way too. Yeah.
Looking like getting the blue eyes now.
This is a flowering gum tree.
Starting to get the
Starting to
fall. Uh-huh. What do
turn
they
to fall.
What do they taste like?
Oh, I don't know. You want to eat them all.
Fruity.
Ouch. Yeah, definitely, you see?
The thing, the two things, I mean, one of the things about when we're talking about our aircraft set that we've designed.
Major studies are being conducted on this wild population to learn more about its lifestyle and ecology.
A bronze statue of a platypus. Its eyes, nostrils, and ears are closed while it's swimming. This is an albino, very rare.
Perhaps it's a bush thick-knee. Don't look like, oh, he maybe have a thick knee.
Yeah, I guess he does have it. That's a bush thick knee.
Forages mainly at night.
He looks like he...
Crane.
Brolga.
B-O-L-G-A?
Brolga. B-R-O-L-G-A. It's a hard one to say.
B-R-O-L. Brolga. Those are almost as big as storks.
The goose. Stand on one foot.
Hey, you got some action.
Yeah. Let's see both big eyes. Come on. Big. Oh, he's grabbing the...
Almost looks like a barn owl again, doesn't he?
Well, the one that they call...
Grass owl.
Grass owl. There's one of those birds real close.
It's staying in the water.
It's been great having you visit Australia with us. Hope you enjoyed your trip. We surely did ours. Hooroo or goodbye for now.
This sure was a fantastic trip. Really enjoyed it. I hope we haven't bashed your ears too much. See you later, mates.